Champ has purpose right now, going after a stick. Gotta love a dog with purpose. Yes, sir. Way to go, Champ.
Hey everybody, Steve Caton from Alteza with you again from Lake Lanier. And there's my buddy Champ. Where'd he go? There he is. As you saw, he's a dog with purpose when he's swimming, and which kind of bridges the gap to what I want to talk to today with respect to purpose when we start our business. There's a phrase I heard for the first time from my good friends Brian and Shannon Miles called owner intent. And owner intent is essentially, the way that they describe it is, what is the reason that you're starting your business? What is the end game that you're working towards? There's four kind of typical intent plays that could be in motion for you. One is you're just trying to build a lifestyle that supports basically what you want to achieve, and do it with the freedom that you want. So there's that lifestyle intent. And then there is an intent to sell. And that could take a number of forms, but essentially you're building a business because you want to sell it at some point. There's also the intent to go public with an IPO, and then the last one is probably something that you would pass to your heirs or your family members, right, to your kids. So more of a legacy intent. I started Alteza with the intent to sell. I knew that from day one. And while that can take different forms, I might sell it to another company, I might sell it to my employees, I might sell it to my partner. I don't know. But I knew when I started Alteza, I wanted to build something to sell. The reason all this matters is because it is going to drive the decisions that you make about your business. It's going to drive investments that you make in the business. It's also going to drive decisions that you make about your time specifically. So for me, I knew if I want to sell my business at some point, that business has to have value. Otherwise, no one's going to want to buy it. And if it's going to have value, that means it cannot depend on me. I'm going to have to build a team as quickly as possible and as affordably as possible so that we can scale and get to the point where Alteza doesn't rest on my shoulders, because if it does rest on my shoulders, the business isn't going to be very valuable unless I'm willing to go with it in the sale. So it's super important that you think about this before you start your business, because from day one, you're going to have decisions to make about how you invest your money and how you invest your time and who you bring onto the team with you to help you execute the vision that you have for the business. And if you're just kind of going through it aimlessly without that purpose in mind, you're going to be, kind of drifting off in a lot of different directions. I think the biggest thing that's going to happen is you're going to be trapped in the business. It's going to really depend on you, and you're going to be stuck working in the business instead of on it. And that might be okay. If you're building a lifestyle business, more power to you, man. That's great. But if that's not what you're doing, you need to know you got to get out of that mode as fast as you can. So I think that was a big deal for me. I knew that I needed to bring on people as quickly as possible, and I was going to have to be creative in that. So I'm going to talk about that in the next the next episode. How do you bring on people affordably and effectively to help you scale without breaking the bank? All right, so thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful. And I'd love to hear you post in the comments below. Did you have an owner's intent when you started your company? And if so, what is it? If you care to share. If you don't, that's fine too. Have a great day. See you later.